What's happening, guys? It's Danilad1989 coming back at you with episode 9 of the Journey career. Now, if you guys cast your minds back to the last episode, we started as Danny Williams, we got injured as Alex Hunter, and we had to save Danny Williams' career, and then we tried to do that, and we ended up failing, and then we ended up reloading the chapter, and it was the wrong bit, and then I had to go back and do it again, but eventually we did save Danny Williams' career, and yeah, we got through, and we're doing pretty decent. We're in the table, only 5 points behind Chelsea, so yeah, I'm hoping that we can help Danny Williams' career out a little bit more, and find out what happens. So I would presume it's training. I was going to say let's find out what happens, but last time I did that it went on to training, so let's move on to training.
Who's ready to do a little work today? Come on then, let's get to it.
Here we go, training with Danny Williams. Dribbling. Not Danny Williams' strong front, as we know, because he's not blessed with pace, and he's not really blessed with skill. But gets round Eric Bailly very well there. Got to get past two now. Try another fake shot and turn. He does. He gets past his man. Doing all right in training, and I've got to get past three now. And I don't think we're going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. Tried to turn and do a bit of skill with Danny Williams, but he's not blessed with skill, I don't think. So let's just dribble round Eric Bailly here, as we do. That'll do nicely. And see if we can do some more turning and dribbling, but no, we get knocked off the ball. I would imagine we'll probably get a B here. Probably not aiming for an A. That's a lovely turn though. Gets the extra points for turning Eric Bailly. We might get an A if we're lucky, but I would have thought we'll probably get a B, and I didn't mean to do that. We got a B. That'll do. We can deal with that. Here we go then, second training, and we've done this one before. You have to go through, you have to take on your man, try and get through with the stick, just as we've done there, and then just try and put it in the box, which we have done. So far so good. Hoping that we can beat Eric Bailly again. We've turned him well, using our weight there, or should I say his height and strength, to see off Eric Bailly, but Eric Bailly just puts his shoulder into me and shrugs me off. So again, let's turn before he gets chance, but no, it doesn't. Sees me off again. That's a good turn by Danny Williams. We'll get away this time. Eric Bailly pulling on my shirt. Just only training, Eric Bailly. You don't need to tug on the shirt, mate. Again, nice turn by Danny Williams. Got the points for it, but does get away. We have got an A, so we don't have to do much better, but turned away from Eric Bailly though. That was a nice little roll. One of the easier moves to do, but very effective. Go for a little turn here if we can. Nope. And this is our last attempt, so let's try and do something fancy. That was a decent turn from Danny Williams. Lost out on the points, but got the points for that. And got the points for that, so that will do. We've got him in A. Let's see if there's any cutscene after this and see what happens. Ball control going up, dribbling going up.
That's all for today.
Helping him. No cutscene. Back to Danny's well tidy-ish room. So nothing to do, nothing to change. So we'll just advance forward into the Swansea game. So I'm hoping that Danny Williams can be as effective as we were in the second attempt. No, simulated. We're not doing this. We're in the reserves. And it ended 1-1. Strange, that because obviously the bar for being in the first team was was full, so that's very strange. Gained an extra 5,000 followers for some reason though, and back to training. That's very strange how we weren't in the starting lineup there. We weren't even on the bench, we were just in the reserve side, so can't quite figure that one out. But as you can see in the top corner there, it says we're in the we're starting 11, so I'm a little bit baffled about that, but never mind. Let's get on with some more training. Now, this isn't my my favourite training to do, because normally I'm pretty poor at this, but with having 4 players to pass to instead of 3, we may be able to do a little bit better in this one. It's never been my strong point, passing and keeping the ball from a short distance. I'm more of a I tend to find 60, 70 yard passes and get through that way than doing a 3-yard pass and doing 1-2s and getting in that way. So I'm hoping that I can get Danny Williams an A here, because obviously we need to keep impressing Mourinho and keep him in the starting 11. But even though we are in the starting 11, we weren't getting a game against Swansea, which makes no sense whatsoever. And we did get an A. So let's move on to the second piece of training. This one I do like. This one is a good training, but if you haven't done this in training yet, I think it's in the skill moves in passing. So go ahead to the skill moves. It's brilliant. This is like your one-on-one. You've got to take your opponent on. No, sorry, you haven't. I'm lying. You've got to pass to your opponent. It is. You've got to pass to your opponent, and then eventually the defenders come in. That's how it works. When you put the first one away, the defenders come in then. So you have to keep passing the ball to your teammate, and then stick the ball in the net. But obviously now it's 2 against 2. It's going to be a lot more difficult. So getting trapped down, and you've got to try and work as many points as you can by doing 2 against 2. I would imagine if you can do this with a mate at home, it would be a really decent one to do. So let's just try and ping that in there. Can we keep it in? No, we can't. We've got a C. So an A and a C, we can deal with that. Let's advance forward and see if we're in the next game, which baffled why we weren't in the starting lineup against Swansea. So let's just check and make sure that we are in the starting 11 on the thing. We are in the starting 11. It's a full bar, so maybe it's scripted that we don't play that game. Let's have a look how the Premier League table stands. And they've now moved to 7 points, Chelsea, but we're behind, or shall I say, we're level with Man City. So against Burnley, will we be starting? We are starting. We're starting up top. Pogba just behind. Pereira, funnily enough, on the left. Mata, Herrera, Matic, Blint, Jones, Lindelof, Young and Romero in goal. So, not the strongest squad that Manchester United can put out, but good enough to be beating Burnley. So, I'm hoping that Danny Williams will use his strengths and qualities and his height and his heading to get a goal maybe here, or get an assist, because obviously being in the start line we don't have any actual instructions. We just have to play well and try and get involved in play. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and see if we can pinch a goal against Burnley, or pinch an assist and just have a decent performance. So Manchester United with the ball.
You can say that again, they do call it the theatre of dreams for
Pereira.
a reason. So much
Taking the time here, building the ball. Pogba tries to come to me, and it was a terrible pass.
This is then the Manchester United
Apparently
lineup.
poor timing for the challenge, but I didn't really press the challenge. I just wanted to sort of like block the man, and a fella's committed already by Ander Herrera, and he's already got a yellow card. A yellow card already, and quite early in the game. But Danny Williams again with his heading, so it could be useful defending. So I think that's why I'm back. But shot away for Burnley. Review makes fairly light work of it. Made it look a bit more spectacular than it needed to be. But Danny Williams can go up for the header here. I did win the header. Pogba,
Well, that's
I
not
think,
so much an
didn't get there. I
interception as
think
a
it
poor
was a
pass.
Burnley player that got a foot round him and won the
There's
ball.
good movement forward here.
And Ashley Young is there.
He'll need to try
Wins
and
the
get
ball,
the
drops
back
to
now.
Herrera.
Can't give it away here.
Herrera with the
Keeps it
pass. I'm
okay.
going to ask for this in the gap here. I was going to say
Well,
I have
Mata
got it, but
has the talent
that was a
and the
terrible pass. I
technique
just
to
asked for it
be
in
a
the gap
really
there.
big player in this game.
And
Keep
a
an eye on
terrible
him
pass
because,
from Paul
he's got the
Pogba,
most
just
assists
nowhere
in the
near
league
where
so
I
far
needed
with
it to
9.
be. And they're definitely starting a bit stronger than United here. We've been not very good in this opening 12 minutes or so. Burnley pressing forward. There's Robbie Brady, decent turn, but Ashley Young deals with it. I'm going to ask for it down the line off Ashley Young. I've got it. Just going to drop it to a teammate. Herrera's there with Pogba. Pogba has used me. I'm just going to try and sprint away because he's not blessed with pace, Danny Williams, but he's got enough to try and chip Pogba in.
Well, of course,
Unfortunately, I can't find Pogba, and if I'd have stayed where I was, I'd have probably got the ball back. So let's try and win it. We did win it with Danny Williams, so let's try and find Pogba again. I put a decent ball in for him, and unfortunately we don't get it, but we won the header. Mata can get it. Nope, Mata can't get the ball. We have been slightly involved just there, but not how we needed to be, if I'm honest. Being in that wide position there wasn't really helping us. We should have been in the centre where Pogba was, but Sam Vokes has just nodded home to put Burnley in front. I don't believe it. At one end we're trying there. Burnley come forward and Sam Vokes has just headed them in front 1-0. A dream start for Burnley. Not a good start for us. Decent ball in, and Jones just didn't get there. Vokes has already got up before Jones, and Romero has got absolutely no chance of stopping a looping header like that. So, not the greatest of starts. We're 1-0 down, and pretty much the goal scoring duty is falling on Danny Williams, because obviously he's the striker. But Mata has possibly got me in there. I ping the ball back to him. Can he turn? I'll ask for it back. I've got it back. I'll try and find Pereira, who's out wide. Can he bring one back in? He puts the header back in, but not going to be where he wanted it to be. He did well to keep it in, if I'm honest. Pereira try and win that. He can't win that.
Try to nick the ball from him.
Only passing the ball around well, keeping possession. Sam Vokes again putting a decent pass out wide.
They've worked this attack very well.
And ball comes in. Ashley Young has to deal with it. Doesn't deal with it, and Romeo makes a decent save. And I ask for it off Romeo, because being 6'4" with Danny Williams, I can win them headers like that. So let's try and get Mata in behind. I'll stay with Mata for support, but he managed to get a ball in, but not where I wanted it. Again, is it going to be the story of we just haven't got the service to play well with Danny Williams?
Could see what he was trying to do.
Ball comes away. Pogba's there. Mata dropping it to Danny Williams. Just going to use Mata, try and swing him in. That was a terrible pass by me. I just tried to put it in behind for a quick 1-2, and it didn't work. Can Ashley Young win it? I think Ashley Young does win it. No, Robbie Brady's done him.
He's coming forward.
Ball back to Brady.
Some danger. Unmarked in the middle.
Decent cross. Ball comes away. Pogba's there. Can he get a little touch onto Danny Williams? He can't. He gets a decent tackle in.
And there is some backup for him in this position.
So far, it's not really been an exciting match, if I'm being fairly honest.
Well, there's not much
Burnley in front, United not creating much.
Problem sorted out straight away. Manchester United can't quite do that at the moment.
Coming up to half time now. There's another chance here, and cleared away by Phil Jones this time. Mourinho clearly not happy with what's going on. Just going to sink myself out wide just in case the ball does come free, and it does. Can I win this? I've won the header. Dropped to Pogba, but I'm not going to be able to get up to help him out unless he comes wide, where I am in the wide position. He's not going to be able to get it to me, I don't think. But Mata is going to get it to me, and I ping it over to Pereira. Pereira's got a chance to shoot or cross it to Danny Williams. Tried to cross it to Herrera at the edge of the box, and the ball just didn't drop. Because Burnley defending very well. We are on almost a 7 rating, so we are playing fairly decent. It's just the rest of the squad that haven't been brilliant. Like defensively, look, between Jones and Young there, they should have cleared that near enough straight away, and it wasn't cleared properly. Pogba's not been brilliant, if I'm honest. He hasn't really provided me with much, but we're on the counter-attack here. We've got a chance before half-time to try and get a shot on goal. I'll use Pereira here. And there goes the half-time whistle.
Signalled
So,
by the referee, 1-0 the half-time
not the
score.
greatest of halves. We've gone 1-0 down. We've tried to create stuff, but not really created much. In fact, we haven't created anything. Was that no shots on goal then? No shots on goal. As a striker, that falls down to me, but as a striker, you know, if you haven't got the service, you can't provide the shots without the service. So I'm hoping that the passing will be a little bit better in the second half for Manchester United, and we'll get through. That's a decent start. I've pinged Pereira in behind. I'll ask for the cross.
Strong, resilient play.
Trying to get the ball. I'll ask for that there. And Blint came in looking for the ball, and unfortunately he just got shut down and hit the deck. And now Burnley are on the counter-attack here with Sam Vokes. That's a decent ball in. Got a chance to whip one in. He hasn't. It's been blocked, and the ball does come away. Pogba's there. I'm just going to try and find the wide man. It's Mata out wide. Pogba should get there. He does. I'm going to use Mata. I'm just going to ask for it in that gap. Try and link up with Mata again. Mata's there. I asked for it back, and Mata had his back towards the centre-back and couldn't provide me with a following pass.
Well, the player that we're featuring here has done well. He's certainly been an influence on this first half.
In the gap.
Well, he played
Pereira
really well,
with me, but Pogba's
he got
made the
himself
pass.
a goal to put his team ahead. He'll be pleased
That's
with
for that
that
off
first
Pereira.
45
Blint on the overlap. I've used Blint on the overlap. Whips one towards the back stick. Mata's there.
He's got a chance.
I'll ask for that in the air. Danny Williams is there. He's going to win the header. Oh, it's straight at Tom Heaton. Either corner, and I'd have probably scored there. But Tom Heaton is a very good goalkeeper, as we know, and very much an England prospect at the minute is Tom Heaton. And Burnley are in again. He's at the post, but he was offside. And Mourinho is telling me what he wants me to do. He wants me to play a tiny bit better. He wants me to have at least 5 shots on target, and he wants me to win the match. No pressure then, Danny Williams. So I'm just going to try and get as many shots as I can on target, because obviously he needs me to get 5. That's a decent pass. I'm going to ask for the cross. Danny Williams is there. Ooh, if I got that one, that possibly might have been the equaliser there, but we need to get some shots on target to get these get these targets that Mourinho wants me to get. So I'm just going to shoot on cue, whether I'm outside the box and I think I'll hit the target or not. I'm just going to try and hit the target. So I've got a chance to shoot here, so I'll shoot. That one's on target, and that was going in the top corner. That was a decent effort. I mean, a good stop by Tom Heaton, but it was actually going in the top corner, and if we stayed still there, I'd probably won that. Ball's flicked forward. Not only do we need to shoot, we do need to score. And apparently that was handball from a Man United man. Brady going off, Carrick coming on, a couple of players being rotated round, and a decent effort from the free kick. Not a bad effort at all from Goodmunson. So Burnley have definitely been the better team in this game, as we haven't really created much. At the moment, it's looking like Burnley are going to get a win here, but I'm hoping Danny Williams can be part of the solution so we don't get a win. So I'll just use Mata there as a nice little gap to create me some space. Here's Pereira. I'll just go on the overlap. I'll give it now. I'm going to try and cut inside. I'm going to try and get a shot away if I can, because we need the shots on target. And was it deflected? It is a corner. I don't know whether that will count as a shot on target, but we get a header on goal. We can't get a header on goal. Sam Vokes has got it, and looks like he's on the counter-attack. He's being pestered, but Phil Jones almost with the tackle, but didn't quite get the tackle in there. He's got a few players forward here, Burnley. That's a decent pass. Goodmunson's in behind. Romero makes the save and just gets the follow-up. This game is really taking a turn for the more exciting bits now. Danny Williams has made a fantastic run there. He's played me out. It's a really decent ball. I'm going to turn here and try and find a teammate. Whip one in, and another good save by Tom Heaton. I probably should have shot there when I turned to get the extra shot on target, but now we've got a chance to shoot. I went for a finesse shot. That probably won't go down as a shot on target. 10 minutes to go. Burnley are still ahead. I'll ask for that off Blint there, should I say. Pogba's there.
Well, they played pretty well for me. They've just been a bit
Lads
unlucky.
just need to
They
be
need that
a bit
luck
more
to change.
clinical in
Nemanja Matic.
the midfield, as we haven't really
Width provided by
had
Mata.
some decent passing, but it's a decent ball in. I'm going to try and find
And in he
Pogba,
goes
and I
with
don't
the
want to turn
tackle.
straight into Ben Mee. And United just have been
Westwood.
poor in midfield. There's just no service from midfield and no passing in midfield. And Mata's having to track back to win that, so I'll just pass for that off Romero. I should be able to win this header with Danny Williams. I do.
Nemanja Matic.
It's just not going the way we need it to go. There's literally 4 minutes left in the game. We are 1-0 down. We haven't done any of the targets that Mourinho's asked us to do. And here is Danny Williams. Can I possibly get a chance for Man United here? I'll ask for that. And bit of a crunching tackle, and that should be a free kick.
Some movement from the Manchester United bench. There's going to be a substitution now.
Ashley Young's going off. I don't know what difference that will make. We just need a cross in the box here because I am the taller man in the box. So if Pogba can provide a decent pass, which he can,
Who are still losing, but they haven't given up. Sure.
try and get this ball crossed in the box. It's a decent pass. Pogba's there. Ball comes in and cleared away by Burnley again. It's not looking good for Danny Williams' career, this, so I'll ask for this off the Man United man there. Can Pogba cross one in? Does come in, and wow, I didn't expect that. The ball did come in from Juan Mata, and Danny Williams is there at the back stick. And what did I say about the heading height at 6'4"? It's found Danny Williams' head, and he's headed it home and saved us a point. It looked like we were going to be losing there to Burnley 1-0. And I kept asking for it, I kept pressing square with his hand up, and eventually Mata with a turning cross, and Danny Williams has banged his head on it at the back stick over Matt Luton, and Tom Heaton no chance, and we've just saved Manchester United losing 1-0 to Burnley, and we've earned them a point on literally the last kick of the game. So hopefully Mr. Mourinho won't be too upset with us, because we got the goal and we technically stopped us losing the game. So let's see what happens with Mr. Mourinho now. Let's see if he's happy with us. We got the performance that was needed. We didn't get the shots on target by 1, and we didn't win the game, but we did score. So is he going to be happy with us? Literally the last kick of the game, I've asked for it at the back stick. A fantastic pass in by Juan Mata, and we got the goal. So let's see what's going to happen now. We're going to go back to the changing room. Danny Williams' value going up, worth 3.1 million now. 75 overall. We've got another trait point. What traits have we got free to use? Playmaker or swerve pass? Should we use the swerve pass? Because I have been swerving the passes out a little bit towards Mata and Martial and Mkhitaryan and things. So let's see what happens now. Probably go back to Danny Williams' bedroom. We do. Back at Danny Williams' room, and I'm not sure what's going to happen next now, because is it the cup game? It's the cup game against Liverpool. I would presume then that we were nowhere near winning the Premier League. We may have got ahead of City depending on how their result went. We didn't. We were still in third. City must have lost, but Tottenham won, so they've gone above us. So, but it's the final against Liverpool, and I would imagine that this is where it's training first. But we've got the cup game against Liverpool. I would imagine this is where Danny Williams meets up with Gareth Walker again.
Strikes from out.
Shooting practice. Well, going off how Danny Williams was shooting in the game just gone against Burnley, he was putting in some decent chances, and obviously the header gained us the point, so really couldn't miss from there, depending on how much power I put on it. I probably could have put full power on it and still scored, but nice bottom corner finish. Go for the top left-hand corner. Decent enough, didn't hit the target, but decent enough. Target that time. Another good shot. I need the points here. Brilliant. Go for a first time hit this time. Nice hit. Ooh, just dragged wide. Had a lot of power on it. Go for the top left corner. And again, dragged wide. Bottom left, shall we? Or middle. Go for the accuracy there. Ooh, almost got the target. We've got an A, so that'll do. We've got what was needed of us. And again, this is one of the more difficult ones. You've got to really be on goal scoring form to be putting these ones away. I do like this training session. This is one of the normal training ones. You can actually go onto the skill games at the main menu and do this, and it's a fairly decent one to do. It certainly teaches you how to finish in the final third. Decent. Ooh, I'm going to say that's a decent effort from Lukaku. He's ended up hitting the post and then he's fouled. I'm on my own here with Danny Williams, so this ain't going to be easy. I'll just go for goal, shall I? Took a deflection, gone wide. Again, on my own, so let's just drive into some space, get the shot away. Not a bad effort. Now I've got two guys free. That's a decent ball. Pogba's at the back stick, brings it down, and nice finish from Paul Pogba. Again, Pogba's there, low and hard. No, gets the deflection, and a very good tackle from right by you there. Here's Lukaku. Go back to Danny Williams. Oh, decent interception. Lukaku at the back stick. It's gone to Pogba. Another good tackle there. Try and get it back to Danny Williams, and it's gone. Lukaku on the turn. Go for the shot. We need to be racking up a few more points than this if we're going to get an A. See if I can flick it over the top. Oh, that's brilliant from Danny Williams. Ooh, a C. That'll do. I'm very curious to see what happens between Danny Williams and Gareth Walker, because they never really saw eye to eye. And attacking position going up, finishing going up, and shot power going up. So, decent training session. Here we go. Mr. Butler looking at Danny Williams there.
Get in!
He's in the starting 11.
Congratulations, Danny. You've earned it.
Wasn't easy, mate. Was not easy.
Did you think it would be?
Straight up. I've always been the best player on the pitch ever since I was a kid. Never had to try that hard.
Everyone in this dressing room has always been the best. It's the same at every club. Now, you're with the best of the best.
Well, I hadn't thought of it like that. Good point. But now the Williams is back where he's supposed to be, huh?
I love the way Paul Pogba just stood there like, really, mate? Really? Brilliant. I love Danny Williams. I think he's hilarious. I mean, having bags of confidence is one thing, but Danny Williams is just in a different league. He's got so much ego about him, but it's more comedy ego. Oh, here we are in the cup final. This is going to be interesting. Is this where we're going to see Gareth Walker? We are in the starting lineup. Pogba just behind, Martial, Mkhitaryan, Lee with Toro as well. Marcus Rojo at centre-back with Darmian, Valencia, Matic. It's a fairly decent lineup. And with Lee as well, and Toro.
Deja vu.
C'est vrai, Toro. C'est vrai.
Oh, you lads must be proper desperate. Especially if this clan's playing up front for you.
Wait, did you lads hear something? It's you.
You're in the Premier League, eh, Williams? You're having a laugh, mate. You'll be gone as soon as they sign a proper player.
Look who it is, our little turncoat. Always quacking like a little duck. Quack, quack, quack.
We'll see you out there, Walker.
You will.
Oh, I like Lee. He's funny. And quack, quack, quack. I like that. I thought Danny Williams was going to be a bit more up front with him. But I suppose if we win this game, that'll be enough. But I'm not sure where Gareth Walker's playing, but seeing as we're in the strike position, if I do get a chance
This
to
is
come
a really
across Gareth
special
Walker,
day. Always these Wembley
I may have put a
occasions,
cheeky
and we've got some elements here, haven't we? Great
harsh
club
tackling on him.
rivalry and a bit of personal history with Danny Williams breaking into this side and Gareth Walker.
I thought we'd
go back a long way together.
frozen just for a second there.
Yeah, there's a bit
So
of
we'll skip the intro. We'll get straight into the game, and let's see if we can spot Gareth Walker. I think Gareth Walker's playing up front for them.
For Danny Williams, I think he's earned a place in this
I'll
final.
keep my eye out for him. Anyway, that's a decent pass. Straight away, we've got a chance to get him behind here. I'm just going to try and keep hold of the ball, not lose possession early. Valencia's made me a decent run, flicked him over. Valencia's won it, come back to us. We need to get the pass away, and I couldn't get the pass away quick enough to Lely at the edge of the box.
I mean, they're all good defenders in their own rights, but
I think that is Gareth Walker there, number 30. I think he is playing in the strike position, so we are at the opposite ends. Oh, chance has come here. And Martial's making me an overrun, so I've just slipped him in.
We've got it down as a 4-3-3.
I'm going to ask for that. I'm going to shoot with Danny Williams. Chance has come. Mkhitaryan has pulled it home. An early goal, and if I've got to say, I think I pretty much instigated everything there. I instigated the initial pass to Martial. I instigated the through ball for that, and then I possibly should have crossed it, but obviously with Danny Williams as a striker, you're always going to shoot there. The ball comes back out. Mkhitaryan makes no mistake. What a start. 7 minutes in, 1-0 up. So I am tempted now just to chase down Gareth Walker, just to put a cheeky tackle in the back of his ankles. But I suppose being 1-0 up now, we'll be rubbing it in his nose if we score. So decent ball. Gareth Walker's actually got a chance. Gareth Walker almost slipped it under De Gea there, which I was very surprised at. We've got a chance to get Pogba in behind here. Apparently it was a poor pass, even though we got it to Pogba, but he just didn't win it himself. Yeah, I thought Gareth Walker had almost slipped it under. Ooh, that's a crunching tackle by Paul Pogba. Probably get a yellow card for that. If Gareth Walker had scored for them though, that would have really annoyed me, because we would have gone 1-0 up and then Gareth Walker would have equalised, and I don't want that. But Coutinho on the ball. Coutinho, we know, has taken absolutely peach of a free kick. We goes to cross it in, and Pogba, who got the yellow card, gets the ball away. So I'm just going to try and get that straight back to Martial, and I think it was Sacco that won it. Martial's won it. Ball changing feet a few times here. I was going to say changing hands, but changing feet a few times here.
We're talking about Alex Hunter so much. Now it's the man who stepped into his boots, so to speak, Danny Williams.
Commentator talking about Danny Williams stepping into Alex Hunter's boots, which is, I was actually clicked on against Gareth Walker at the edge of the box. Thought he was going to go for a shot there, it didn't. Ball was dragged forward. I think it was Mane there that went for the shot, and De Gea with a very good save. Ball should get cleared away here. We've got the taller players at the back, but apparently there's a handball. Penalty to Liverpool, and I was just going to say, is Gareth Walker taking this, but I think Sadio Mane is taking it. Is there a handball? I can't actually see it, but I can't really do anything about it. I can't miss it on purpose, I can't save it, I can't do anything. So Sadio Mane to take the penalty. He's not hit it with too much power, so he's probably going in one of the corners, and he has gone in the left corner and equalised for Liverpool. Game on. 2 goals early, possibly debatable penalty whether it was, but like we said, there's nothing we can do about it apart from putting a good performance ourselves. So some nice passing here straight away, trying to keep hold of the ball. I couldn't quite keep hold of it. Jordan Henderson forward to Gareth Walker. It's a decent drop in. Liverpool playing some nice football. Some very nice passing here. They got Coutinho out wide. There's Coutinho. Great dribbling, but knocked off the ball there. I'm going to try and make a run, and that is a very good pass, but I haven't really got many options. We have got Pogba, so I'll try and find him. Whip it towards Pogba at Sacco with a decent clearance. If Valencia can win that header, he could. Oh, apparently there's a handball from Coutinho. Right, well, let's move towards the back stick. Coming towards Danny Williams here, and the header, I am offside. I thought I'd managed to push the defender and stay onside there, but clearly not.
Yeah, when the defence is pushing up and the players rushing through.
Although Lely's won that header, we've got a chance to get a teammate in here. And we're in, so I'll go for a shot. Very good save by Simon Mignolet. Very, very good save. That was heading straight in the top corner. Danny Williams with a very good effort, and it needed saving. Again, we've got the heading height, so I'm going to ask for it on the penalty spot. Ball's coming our way. Danny Williams up. Drop it to the edge of the box. Lely's there. Oh, Lely.
But not very true.
I've never actually seen, I don't know if anybody's done it. If anybody has done it, please leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me, have you ever seen Toro or Lely score in one of your matches? Because if Lely had put that in there, I'd have been quite content on Lely winning the game for us. Because I've never seen one of the two created characters who were in it, Lely or Toro, score a goal in open play. So if you have, leave me a comment, and yeah, I shall definitely try and have a look on your channel if you have, and if you've got it on your channel, let me know, and I shall have a look. And it would actually be nice to see Lely or Toro get a goal in the career mode. Mkhitaryan with a good turn. There's Pogba, passes it on to me, and we'll try and feed in Matic, who is up there. I didn't expect it to be Matic there in that position. He was quite high up the pitch. Clearly we're definitely up to win this, because we've got a good few players forward. Here is Matic. Lely's there, gives it to me. I'm going to try and drop it to Pogba. And can Pogba try and slip me back in? I don't think he's going to. Matic is there, looking for options. Lely, Pogba, Mkhitaryan tried to give it to Danny Williams, but couldn't quite get there. Pogba clears up. I'm going to ask for this to the back stick. Danny Williams is there. Oh, and I think Martial is offside. He was. If Martial wasn't offside and lifted it a little bit, Danny Williams had nodded home at the back stick there, but Lely wins it. Goes to Mkhitaryan.
It's looking good, this move.
It's deflected off the Liverpool player, and play continues. We'll try and win it there, but couldn't quite win it.
Adam Lallana.
Rojo with a good clearance. Lely's there. Lely fires it straight in. We'll drop it to Pogba. Matic goes to Mkhitaryan. I'll ask for a cross instead. Ball does come in, but I'm not going to get there before Simon Mignolet, and I jumped way too early to try and win it anyway.
Walker.
Gareth Walker passing it to Jordan Henderson. He's looking for Sadio Mane, and that's a really good ball. If Mane can get ahead on that, does De Gea with a decent punch. I'm on Martial's wing if he wants to use it. I've dropped it to Matic. Matic tries to come back to me, but when you apply makes light work of Danny Williams. Interesting first half. Both teams have scored, and we've probably had the better chances to go ahead, but there is the half-time whistle.
In the English League Cup final, and the team...
Gareth Walker had scored under De Gea. I'd have been quite annoyed, because obviously we'd have had the score to even it up then, but second half, let's see how this game's going to go.
The English League Cup final has had its first half. Here goes the second half. We're underway.
Yeah, it could be draining this pitch and going into the second half further
Liverpool
into
pressing
it.
forward, but Matic doing well there, blocking Jordan Henderson out of it. Here's Pogba. I'm going to drop that to Martial. Oh, just didn't drop it to Martial's feet. Dropped it behind him, and Sadio Mane has just sprinted in and said, "Thank you very much. I'll intercept that."
Attacking now.
There's Walker. Oh, Toro or Lely absolutely smashes Gareth Walker and completely injures him. That'd be hilarious. De Gea, so I'll ask for this up the pitch, because obviously Danny Williams with his height can pretty much win most headers. He did win it. Puts it down to Pogba. Mkhitaryan holding it up well. Finds Lely. Back to Mkhitaryan. I'm going to ask for this in the box and get a decent pass in. That is a decent pass, and Simon Mignolet read it and straight out for it like a goalkeeper should do. Very good goalkeeping. Martial back to Damian. Rojo.
I think that's a good performance, isn't it, Alan, from him in the
Lely
first
with a
half?
decent pass into me. I'm going to try and use Pogba. I flipped him in behind. There's Martial. Pogba's there. Martial's there. Goes for the shot. And another good save from Simon Mignolet. He's been very, very good in this game as Mignolet, and he's kept Liverpool in it so far. I was trying to sprint after Sacco there, but Danny Williams is definitely not blessed with pace. And as Emre Can, Lely challenging for it.
It's a real shine to Liverpool's play.
Liverpool definitely playing the better football, creating more chances, but Matic gets the ball away. Pogba's there. I'll ask for that. I need a runner, but I haven't got one. I've got Pogba just in front, but I haven't got a runner where I want one, and I've gone to tackle, and I've ended up trying to shoot, and completely fell on his rear there, Danny Williams. The second half is not going the way that I wanted it to. Gareth Walker with a decent pass out wide.
Very good forward thinking from Liverpool.
Again, run behind, was he offside though? I think Jordan Henderson was offside.
Really get in at the goalkeeper, running off the defender, but he's run offside. There's a change coming up.
Ball comes forward,
Manchester United.
and I took it down on the chest. Danny Williams took it down the chest, but just couldn't follow up with a pass. He just wanted to pass that off to Pogba there and make a run, but Sadio Mane with a decent ball in, it's got to be dealt with, and Marcus Rojo clears it away. Shot does come in from Henderson. Was it Henderson? I think it was. It was a decent bloody effort, no matter who it was. And Danny Williams up, and did I win that? I think I won that, or Sacco won that. It did try to drop to Pogba, but Pogba could not bring it down. It's all Liverpool at the minute, and Gareth Walker's on the ball. Just Coutinho with his dribbling skills. There's Emre Can on the ball. James Milner. I think it was James Milner actually that struck it from that far out. It was a really, really decent strike, so I'll just ask for that off Rojo, try and win this header. I've won it. Lille uses me. I'm going to try and use Martial. We've got some space in behind here, and I've been bowled over, and apparently it wasn't a foul. If I'd have had a little bit of help there, and Martial had come to me, or Pogba had come to me, we'd have probably won the ball, but 15 minutes to go, Liverpool looking the more likely to score, and we need to do something to turn this game around. Gareth Walker at the edge of the box going for the shot. Gareth Walker just pulling it wide. If Gareth Walker had scored there, he might have wrapped it up for Liverpool, but thankfully he puts it wide. Lille down to Damian. We are on all-out attack, and I've been given a new position, but I can't see it because the camera is in the way. But Valencia, decent ball in, coming towards Danny Williams on the volley. That must have literally been an inch wide. Oh, the ball fell so kindly, and he's just dragged it wide. I am so gutted, because that would have been a goal to win a cup final with. Great ball in from Valencia. And I just dropped into that space and I've won the ball. There may still be time. Head comes back across, but neither me or Lille were there for it. Pogba wins the ball. I'm just trying to drop this to a teammate. And I need to try and win this ball here if I can. Danny Williams has won it. Mkhitaryan, I've got a Liverpool player holding me back, but Lille's there. Use Gallo. Here's Martial. I'm just going to drop in the gap there. If Martial can get it to me, he doesn't, he gets tackled. It's not going the way that we want it to, and definitely not with Gareth Walker, and with a chance to put Coutinho in, and he doesn't see him. If Gareth Walker had saw Coutinho over the left hand side there and got him in, he were free on goal, and Coutinho definitely wouldn't have missed one-on-one. But the ball comes the other way. I'm going to say I was fouled there by Joel Matip, and I think it was Sadio Mane going off there. Ball's coming towards Lille, and is that a corner ball? I think it may be a corner ball. It is a corner ball. I'm going to ask for this at the front stick here. Danny Williams try and hold off Sacco. I've got a chance here with Danny Williams, and it's a penalty. Karma has come back because the penalty that Liverpool had, I wasn't sure whether it was a penalty, and now we've got a penalty. Please let Danny Williams be taking this penalty, because a penalty kick to win the game this late on for Danny Williams would be the dream, and it's not. It's Anthony Martial. Can Martial win the game for us in the 88th minute? He can. He's hit the bottom left-hand corner, and that is going to wrap up the final. Danny Williams grabbing him and dragging him down to the ground to celebrate. Anthony Martial hits the bottom left-hand corner, sends Mignolet completely just dumbfounded. He didn't know which way to go, and I think Anthony Martial has just won the EFL Cup for us. So we'll still try and pressure and try and chase the ball down just at the end here. But I think that 3 minutes is added on, so there's not going to be much time at all, unless Liverpool can come up with a miracle here. And Valencia deals with him very well. Henderson at the edge of the box. Ball does still come in. Damian's going to deal with it. Goes to Nathaniel Klein back in, and De Gea should catch that, and that should be the end of the game. And is the end of the game. Anthony Martial wins it in the 88th minute with a penalty. Danny Williams can't believe his luck. He's gone from a championship player at Newcastle to replacing Alex Hunter to winning the EFL Cup. And there's Gareth Walker, clearly upset with losing. But, as we say, karma works in funny ways. We'll skip that and find out what happens now. I would imagine that Danny Williams is probably going to bump into Gareth Walker now.
Yes! Oh, well played, Williams. I reckon you grew up a bit as a player today.
Thanks, boss.
I'd have you on my squad anytime.
Oh, even Mr. Butler's happy with him. And Gareth Walker. Oh, we've got a chance. Yeah, let's be a typical Danny Williams.
Up short, Walker. That's nothing new for you, though, is it?
Nice one. Real class act you are, Williams.
You give what you get, mate.
Oh, that was brilliant. You see Gareth Walker's face. He doesn't like it when the banter's not going his way, but when it is going his way, he loves it. He thrives off it, and then we say something like that, and he's like, "Oh, real class act." Probably going to go and cry with the rest of the Liverpool players, but never mind. We have won the EFL Cup with Danny Williams, and well, we did everything that we had to do in Chapter 5, so I think we're on Chapter 6 now. Continue the journey. We've unlocked the Danny Williams card, but we'll deal with that later. Are we going to go back to Alex Hunter now? That's the question. We are. We're back at Alex Hunter's shiny, how can I say, lovely pad. But if I remember rightly, wasn't that the LA pad? That was the pad in LA, wasn't it? We're not at LA anymore. I won't bother with the customisation. Apart from, did we unlock that hairstyle? No, we haven't unlocked that hairstyle that we wanted. We have unlocked the dreads, but they don't really suit him, so we'll stick with the buzz cut for now, and we'll deal with the rest of that customisation later. We shall advance forward and find out what's going to happen. What has happened in the meantime since we've been injured? Atletico are 6 points behind. Real Madrid and Barca are drawing at the top. So, let's see what happens. Win together, lose alone. Chapter 6. It's got the news then. Brilliant. Who's at the door? Is that going to be Kim? Yes,
You ready?
Are we doing the training with Kim that she said? Because she said when you're better, we'll do some training. We are.
All right, let's get on the field and kick around a bit.
Maybe give it a few more days, yeah?
That's what you said a few days ago when the doctor cleared you.
I don't want to end up like that.
You never had the kind of rehab you had. Your club sent you halfway across the world for the best physios. Plus, Dad's knee was like totally blown out. Come on, getting hurt is part of the game.
Oh, yeah? What would you know about it?
How about breaking my leg when I was 14? Having quack doctors tell me I'll never play again. I learned a bit from that.
Sorry. I didn't know.
How would you?
Look, it's just... the level that I need to be at, that I was at, the margins are so slim. Something like this could make the difference. It's a real obstacle, you know?
Obstacles. I lost my mom when I was 8. How's that for an obstacle? How about trying to make it in the women's game while juggling school, practice, travel, matches? Ever tried doing your homework on the back of a bus? Playing 90 minutes, getting home at 2 a.m., then having to go to school the next day, barely able to keep your eyes open? All just for some college recruiter, hoping he might notice you've got some talent. You know, I don't have some big contract waiting for me. All I'm doing is fighting every inch of the way, every day to play the game I love. And there's you telling me you won't fight right now to get back what you already have?
Okay, chill.
So this is what having a little sister's like.
Too much?
Good comeback, Alex.
Nah. Bang on, Kim. I think you can bend a few crosses into the box for me. I'm worried I might be forgetting what it's like to score goals.
On a platter. All day,
Don't say
every
that,
day.
Alex.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Just the full LA Galaxy pitch to go ahead and train on, all we wish. Okay? Right, okay, so we've got to run in the box and clearly hit the targets. Not there. I didn't even see that, my bad. Yeah, she swings in a decent cross as well. Go on, Kim, swing me another belter in. That's a lovely ball in. And he's hit the post. Hunter. Decent header. Trying to hit the front left stick. Oh, almost got the target there. She's very good at swinging in them crosses. You can tell why she's a right winger. And you can tell why Alex Hunter is a striker. Clearly good finishing.
Not bad, looking pretty sharp.
Well played, Hunter. Different class.
Thanks, Dad. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah? Wasn't talking about you. So you're good to go then? That's great. Groundsman wants his pitch back. You sure you're fit to play, son?
100%.
Good. Already told the club. We're expecting you next week.
The 3 Hunters there. Everything seems to be slotting in place all of a sudden, but as we know with storylines and the way they go, they don't always slot in place as easy as they should do. So he said they were expecting me back. So let's just have a quick look. I think we've done about an hour so far. So what I shall do is, don't think we've got a game. I don't know why I'm going on customization again. Doesn't look like we've got a game. So that's another cutscene. So we'll see what happens here. If there is another game. Dino.
Alex, welcome back. Come, sit. Sit. The medical team, they tell me that you are fully recovered.
Knees just like new. Ready to go.
This is like music to my ears. Since you have gone away, this has not been a good moment for this club. Our movement in the final third has been poor. We have no penetration and no chemistry.
Well, I can't wait to get back on the pitch, Dino. It's been the longest few weeks of my life.
This injury, I think, has lit a fire in you, no?
Kind of more worried about you right now.
I cannot lie. The pressure is like nothing I have ever known. Every day, even in the papers, they criticize us. The fans, too, we are behind in the league, and they boo us even when we try hard.
Maybe I can help change that.
There is a dagger above me. The president has lost faith in me. If we don't win some silverware soon, I think my time in this club is done. Every day I try to remember why it is I love this game so much. Yes.
Hope I'm not interrupting. Just wanted to say it's good to have you back, Alex.
It's good to be back, partner.
What a nice guy, Griezmann, man. Popping in, good to have you back. He's a nice guy, Griezmann. I like Griezmann. Right, well, I don't know whether we're going to go on to another game. So what I'll do then, guys, is I'll end the episode here, just because we don't want to drag it on too long. We are on the final chapter, so I would presume that tomorrow's episode will be maybe the final. I don't know how long is left. But yeah, we won't drag it on too long, so I'll leave it till tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Been Daniel's 1989. Love you, bye.